The following contest is a fatal four-way match. Now making his way to the ring, Eric Bedlam.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Retaliation 38. We are back in the commentary game, and my voice may sound a little familiar, but for those of you not familiar, it is I, the return of Commentator Uno, who has finally signed a long-term permanent deal to be your new voice of the RWR. And we open up action here in the Saddle Dome with fatal four-way action in the Intercontinental title division. Making his way to the ring and making his season debut is Eric Bedlam, product from TWA, and no, we only saw him a few times last season, but here he is early this season to hopefully try to make his mark and climb his way up the ladder, but he'll have three other opponents to go through tonight. We shall see who they are shortly.
Making his way to the ring at this time, this is Isaac Drake.
And here's the former member of Seven Deadly Sins and former tag team partner of Casey Jones, Isaac Drake, now going off on his own. And he returned during week one a couple weeks ago, but came out in a losing effort there, but hoping to come out on top here in this match. New look as well for Isaac Drake, very inspired look from Darby Allin, so we'll see if that new look, new attitude can take him far. And a win here will definitely do wonders for him there.
Introducing at this time, Danny Storm.
Danny Storm on the winning end of that match in Retaliation 36 a couple weeks ago. He teamed with Brian Fuller and Brandon Deaver to take on the aforementioned Isaac Drake along with Jimmy Kane and Kenji in a six-man tag. Storm, the former television champion and most decorated, or RWR-wise, most decorated wrestler in this match, I would say. Looking to climb up the icy ladder as well.
From Tacula, Mexico, one half of the voided green card, this is the Gringo Assassin, Pedro Sanchez.
And Sanchez, as you heard, one half of voided green card, not entirely active right now as a tag team, but they're still together when they need to be, and you saw them a few times last season, but so far in the singles venture, we saw Green Void easily has a little more success than Pedro so far, but Pedro gets some wins and climbs up that icy ladder, and nothing against Void. He had a RTA appearance at a Revolution title shot, but no gold to his name. Pedro could be the first of the two to get gold in RWR. So fatal four-way action: Eric Bedlam, Isaac Drake, Danny Storm, and Pedro Sanchez. And we are kicking off Retaliation 38. We see Storm and Bedlam, and Drake and Sanchez square off. Drake, anyone can do a Russian leg sweep, and that's how we open up this match, is with these pairings. And again, you talk about the Intercontinental title division. You saw last week in a number one contenders match, Andre Baker defeated Jay Era for that title shot against Lionheart, the champion, at Redemption at the end of the month. Lionheart, of course, we take action on the outside. Lionheart, he struggled, had the very weak RFTA debut, but, he won when it mattered, and that was defeating Travis Sanders in his rematch for the title at the final. So Sanders, we haven't seen him on Retaliation yet. Strange enough, Lionheart, set to defend his title against Baker. I don't believe we've seen Lionheart on Retaliation either. I may be wrong. I probably am wrong. Nope, doing a quick little research here, and he has not appeared on Retaliation yet as champ, but I'm sure that'll change very soon. As Bedlam and Drake take it to the outside, we trade partners here. Storm taking it to Pedro Sanchez now. And you look at these four and, win here, you kind of look at the members of that title division and, I don't want to say these guys are the bottom, but, a win here definitely propels you. And that's all you need to do right now is find a way to get propelled in the rankings. Oh, big Oklahoma power slam against the turnbuckle and in the middle of the ring. Danny Storm with the first cover of the matchup. Quick cover, one. No, only a one count there. A little too early for pinfalls, it seems. As Bedlam and Drake, two of the darker members, I would say, of the roster, working their way up the ramp is Storm posing in the ring, in full control of the veteran Pedro Sanchez so far. And you think about Pedro, he's had a lot of experience, but, a lot of the experience was tag experience with Green Void. Oh, Drake's busted open the outside, pouring down that non-face painted side of his face. And back to Pedro Sanchez, very, very veteran wrestler, a lot of experience, but only a couple tag title reigns to his name, no singles gold as far as I remember, and Danny Storm did the deal. There's your first deal of the night, only a one count though. Nobody kicks out of the deal. I can't believe Pedro just did that. Unbelievable. Oh, cutter out of nowhere. And Storm with the cover, ref not ready for that quick move. Wow, that's it. Pedro Sanchez has been eliminated. And a big victory for Danny Storm. This is elimination rules, apparently. Danny Storm, a big pinfall victory over him, and he gets tombstone for his troubles. All that just to eat a tombstone from Bedlam. Here's the cover, but he's in the ropes. Talking about Sanchez, veteran, hasn't found success, and he's going to have to keep looking because Danny Storm took care of him there. And now we are down to three. Storm, Bedlam, and Drake. Bedlam and Drake still going at it. And, if Storm plays his cards right, he could... Oh! I was saying he could take a rest, but no. A cutter out of nowhere, and Drake that put away Sanchez. 1, 2. Storm gets another one on that cutter. Unbelievable. Danny Storm rolling right now. Oh, big spear from Storm. We are down to our final two just like that. Danny Storm, Eric Bedlam. Storm, a win here would do wonders for him. He's on the winning side a couple weeks ago, and a win here would keep him undefeated on the season, which is exactly what he needs. And there he goes, driving Bedlam into the turnbuckle. Drake, new look, new attitude, but so far 0-2 on the win column. He'll get his eventually, but a little slow out of the gates there. As Bedlam and Storm going at it now. And just like it's been early in the match, it's been all Storm, and Bedlam fighting back there with the elbows and fights out of it. Eric Bedlam picking up Storm. Oh boy, another tombstone. Oh, what impact against the ring. Storm could be in the ropes, and yes he is. And, Bedlam brooding there on the ground. You know, you got to learn some ring awareness there. 2 tombstones and bad positioning on both of them. But here he goes with the clotheslines on Storm. Storm looking for that kick. No, the reverse dragon screw, and Bedlam now in control here. Bedlam, who spent most of the match, you know, fighting on the outside of the ring with Isaac Drake, and Storm's done all the work so far. Huge German suplex. Looking to pick up the scraps. Here's the cover, and again, Storm in the ropes. Storm with the ring awareness, or Bedlam with the lack of a big dragon screw there. You know, that may cost Bedlam here. Had 3 chances to win, and all thrown aside. Now Storm looking to regain control of this matchup. Uh-oh. Bedlam on the outside. What's this? On Brett's rope. Oh boy. Wow. Look at the... Oh! He did a super deal. Unbelievable. Super deal off Brett's rope. The cover. No! Bedlam kicked out of the super deal. Unbelievable. I didn't think it was possible. But now Storm looking... He's firing up, looking for the super kick, and nothing doing. Bedlam out of the way. And he grabs Storm in the big elbow in the chest. He slams him down. Bedlam avoiding sure disaster. Kicks out of the super deal, avoids the super kick. And, you know, Danny Storm may have exhausted all of his options here as Bedlam looking to finish this one off. Picks him up. Gonna hit him with another tombstone. Got it. But again, Storm in the ropes. Oh, Bedlam's learned. He's dragging him in the center of the ring. This could do it. The cover. 1, 2. And that's it. Eric Bedlam, your winner here tonight in this Intercontinental Division Showcase.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Eric Bedlam.
And Bedlam, you know, he lets Storm do all the work early on, but he's there to pick up the pieces and does just enough to pick up the win here. And a great way to start off his season. Storm, good showing, but just couldn't get the result he wanted. And Bedlam is your winner here as we kick off Retaliation 38. And great action to kick off the show, and we're going to go right into it for our next match. Coming up next, we have the women of RWR in action as the newcomer Torvi, who we saw 2 weeks ago absolutely decimate a weakened Olivia Taylor, looking to continue her path of destruction as she takes on Sister Fister. Coming up next.
From the Fitzwell Fighting Systems gym, this is Sister Fister.
Yes, she hails from the FFS gym, but FFS is no more with the retirement of Vic T. Miser and Daddy. And, you know, the remaining members kind of just going in the separate ways. Sister Fister looking to have to go out on her own. It's Ishkan V, former tag partner, no longer in the company, and you know, she is a former golden ticket holder, but she did give it to Apathy, and 2 years later, Apathy is no longer affiliated with her. So Sister looking to make a name of her own and, you know, maybe earn another golden ticket or get her actual title shot for her this time. But she'll have to go through the up-and-coming destructive force that is Tori, who is about to make her entrance.
On her way to the ring, from the Nordic states, the Shield Maiden, Torvi.
Here she comes, the Shield Maiden. You know, Still a rookie, still has a lot of room of improvement and growth, but showing a lot of potential in her late season 2 debut and her season 3 matches so far. Of course, trained by the legendary Norns. You can't beat that. And so far, she's shown a lot of similarities and parallels to Norns in her in-ring ability. And, like I said, a lot of room to grow here, as she only can go up from here. And, a big test in front of her as she takes on Sister Fister right now. No tie-up here as the 2 trade kicks, and Sister comes out on top here as she takes early control of the match. And, rams Torby's head right into the turnbuckle over and over and over. That's an easy way to concuss your opponent. And, it's a good way to take a powerhouse like Torby down. But Sister Fister, a powerhouse of her own, she knows the power game. She's written the book on it. And, we're gonna, talk about a hoss fight between two big guys like we saw last week in Buzz and Chris Jones. This is a women's hoss fight here. These two are just gonna go at it. Oh, Sister Fister, the flying body, no water in the pool, and a huge back suplex, just showing the power. But again, Sister Fister, she's tough. That's nothing for her. That may take out some opponents, but Sister shakes it off, but gets clotheslined out of the ring for her troubles. Torby with the Royal Rumble elimination there, and these two are already on the outside. But Sister wants no part of that. She's going right back in the ring. She's looking to play this one a little smarter and gets another clothesline for her troubles. It's Torby with the shoot headbutt to the back of that. Oh, look at that jab. Another one. Oh, and these two just trading stiff shots. Unbelievable. And once again, Sister eliminated from the Rumble. And Torby stands tall in the ring. Not chasing her this time. She wants to get right back up. She's ready to continue the brawl. Let the slugfest continue. So the Sister obliges. The kick, the punch, the spinning back fist, and then the flying body. She's using her entire body weight on her. Oh man, these two are absolutely slugging it out. Oh, working the arm. Trying to not let Torby, get those good lifts. Unbelievable slam there. Injure that arm, restrict her slams and lifts, and maybe cut back on those clotheslines she's been eating as well. Again, looking for that flying crossbody. No water in the pool for Sister Fister. And now, because of that, Torby back in control. But Sister, she's a veteran. She's been here for a while. She looking to outsmart the rookie in a huge spinning. Looks like a spinning elbow. I'm not sure. It could have been the entire weight of her body on her. The quick cover, one, and no. Not even close. Still have a lot of match to go here. And Sister using Torby's own arms for a straight jacket choke here. Torby, the new people always got to start at the bottom, but, win here. You talk about a signature win over a weekend to Olivia Taylor a couple weeks ago, but a win against someone like Sister Fister with credentials of her own. A big brain buster there. And a cover. 1, 2, and no. Sister Fister kicks out at 2. And again, 2 signature wins for Torby, and she could be screaming up the women's division. Adeline Ward or Hope Rogers, their challenger at Redemption, could face stiff competition sooner rather than later. Oh, a variation of a burning hammer. I believe she calls out the broken shield. At least that's what my notes say in the cover. 1, 2, no, only a 2 on that move. That looked like that might have been it, a modified burning hammer, the sit-out variant. Uh-oh, and here comes Torby. looking for something, picks up Sister Fister with ease. Oh! You know, I stand corrected. I believe that's the Broken Shield. I don't know what that other move's called, but equally as devastating as the other one. And that's it. Torvi, the rookie, 2-0 so far in the season. Another huge win for her.
The winner of this match, the Shield Maiden, Torvi.
And Torvi, another impressive win for her in Season 3. And look out, Retaliation Women's Division. You may have someone on the rise here sooner rather than later. And coming up next, we have more action in the Intercontinental title division stemming from that Retaliation 36 six-man tag as Jimmy Kane and Brian Fuller go one-on-one here. Of course, it's for title positioning, but also, you know, these two may have had a little something growing from that match a couple weeks ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Seattle, Washington, the Punk Kid, Jimmy Kane.
Jimmy Kane, you know, a few months ago in the waning months of Season 2, got himself a title shot for the United States title, which was on the show at the time, but fell in a losing effort against the rolling force that's been Chris Jones. And ever since then, Kane kind of hovering, you know, I wouldn't say hovering in obscurity because he's been in the title conversation ever since then, even in the RFTA wildcard match at Supernova, but looking to climb his way back up the ladder. Gonna have to wait at least this month because there's a contender, but maybe looking to get some revenge on that loss because here he is targeting his brother, Brian Fuller, who's remained on the brand despite his brother's absence. As he makes his way to the ring.
On the way to the ring, Brian Fuller.
You know, if his looks don't give away that he's related to Chris Jones, that light show and the spectacle definitely will. The former television champion, Brian Fuller, looking to expand his resume as he closes in on his first full year in RWR and looking to finish the job that his brother started a few months ago and get past Jimmy Kane here. And don't let Brian's size fool you. He can fly. And, you know, both these guys can fly. And this may be, you know, last match was a hard-hitting bruiser slugfest, and this one may be a high-flying spot fest. That remains to be seen, but here we go. Jimmy Kane, Brian Fuller, and stiff kick there. Reminiscent of Conor McGregor's kick on Donald Cerrone over the weekend, but unlike that kick didn't take Kane down, but that drop kick did, and Fuller taking quick advantage. And, you know, despite being on different shows, you gotta imagine, you know, Brian went to his younger brother and got some tips on Kane and how to beat him, and so far so good, but no. The two avoiding attacks and now a takedown from Kane. And now Jimmy Kane in control here as he stomps away on Brian Fuller. You know, Kane, one of those guys who's not afraid to work multiple companies, mainstay in WWO as he gets Fuller in the Young Boy Special, the half Boston Crab, but no doing there. You know, Fuller, of course, made his way over the WWO as well, Fuller, former United States champion. Kane, a former hardcore champion, I believe. Not sure if he's won anything else over there. So the two decorated in WWO is a big kicks from Fuller. Takes Kane into the corner. You gotta wonder if the extended schedule might do some wear and tear on them, but so far, oh man. Fuller with the size advantage just power bombs Kane off the turnbuckle with one hand, but only a 1 count. Kane's body folded like an accordion, but still able to find some resiliency there. And I don't know how much damage that did to Kane, the punk rock kid, but Fuller now tying up Kane. Oh boy. And once again, you want to know how he's a Jones? There you go. Swift kick in the Kane's ass as if he ties him up into a pretzel. Just a show of dominance, a shit posting, if you will. Just for lack of a better term, just a big brag, big ego move right there. Oh, Fuller going for it all with that backflip kick. Takes out Kane, took out himself in the process. Excuse me, Fuller not going for the big move there, but oh, huge kick on the outside. Hurts more because it's on the outside, of course. And oh, another McGregor-like kick to Kane, but he's still on his feet and he wants no part of that outside business. Oh, Kane, I don't know what you were doing there. You're responding to the fans, and Fuller take full advantage of that as it continues his kick barrage, stomping away at Kane, who's now seated in the corner. And again, another Jones-like move, showing dominance, being cocky at his opponent, maybe a little too confident, but what a hurricanrana. He's dialing it up. They call that the 619 in some places, in other places, well, it depends on your area code. And I don't know his area code, but I'm sure he'll let us know. The cover 1? No, only a 1 count there. You know, I'm not too sure if Canada has area codes either. I'm sure they do, but I don't know what the one in Calgary is. I'm not from Calgary, sorry. Ask Bret Hart or something. But so far, Kane in full control. Now Fuller, the rainbow cutter off of the ropes. Here's the cover, 1, 2, no. Despite Fuller's dominance, despite Fuller being in full control of the match, Jimmy Kane will not give up, will not quit. Oh, and the double knees on Kane as he poses in front of his prey. Kane, you know, taking a beating, but he will not go down. He is still in this fight, but he needs to mount some offense here soon. And that'll help. A nice bridging suplex. Kane getting fired up now. Lining up Fuller, and here he goes. Couple of clubs. And no roll-up, no! A huge kick to the face sends Fuller into the corner. Jimmy Kane in full control now with those punches and Fuller kind of got out of it, but Kane just hurling his body at Fuller. He doesn't weigh much, but he's gonna use it just full advantage. 1, 2, no. Kane almost stole one there, but Fuller able to kick out. What's this? Nice elbow drop there. Again, Fuller does have the size advantage, but Kane just using everything he can to throw at the Fuller. And looking to set up the flying big man with something. Picks him up. No! Fuller able to get out of it, and Destino! We've seen that a few times from other people, and Fuller up to his feet. I don't know if he's intending for a Destino, but that's what that turned into either way. And standing him up. Oh, the Hurricanrana into a pin. 1, 2, no. Caught Jimmy Kane on that pin. I thought it was going to be a full Hurricanrana, but rolled him up, and Kane able to kick out at 2. And there's a forearm, and Kane again fired up, looking to get some revenge on the Jones family here as he, oh boy, oh no, oh, taking out the arm of Fuller, but despite Fuller's arm possibly being broken, here's the cover. 1. No, only a 1 count. I was about to say, Fuller's been using his legs the entire match with his kicks and his jumps. I don't even think he needs his arms to do anything. All he needed for that, the little takeover there. He sets Kane up on the ropes, and again, these two, some sort of a disagreement from that tag match. Another Young Boy special on Fuller in the center of the ring this time. I don't think it'll be enough to take out Fuller, but either way, wearing down that leg, that's what Kane needs to do here. But some sort of spat from that tag match has led to this. Oh, another one of those Hurricanranas, dialing it up. 6-1-9 from Fuller. Going for the cover. 1, 2, no. Kane again with the kick out. Fuller cannot believe it. You know, one thing about Kane, win or lose here, he's leaving it all out in the ring today, but Fuller. Oh, that twisting mid-air cutter. That will probably do it. 1, 2, 3, yes. And Brian Fuller. And once again, more importantly, the Jones family picks up another win over Jimmy Kane.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, Brian Fuller.
Fuller remains undefeated on the season, and a big win over Jimmy Kane. I don't know what their disagreement was in that tag match, but Fuller looking like he's coming out on top here, at least tonight. Kane, good performance, but just couldn't mount enough offense to get the job done. And if you can believe, we are already nearly halfway through the show, and coming up next, we have a special mystery match according to our general manager, Jarek Vanders. And, those two, they look mighty familiar to me. I don't want to confirm anything without confirming it, but I don't think Razor and Justin Sane saw that graphic. They might be in a world of hurt coming up. But coming out first, the former owner of Retaliation, who's been quote-unquote sent to the bottom of the barrel. But, the two had an impressive win over Team Fuck Your Mask 2 weeks ago, and now this...
The following contest is a tag team match. Representing the new board of directors, the main man, Razor Sharp.
Yeah, they may call themselves the new board of directors, but they no longer are the board of directors, and here comes Razor Sharp. In that infamous shirt, again in the red and the black, a couple weeks ago, representing the Portland Trailblazers. This time, I believe representing the Calgary Flames, or even the Stampeders, but either one. It doesn't matter who you are, your local sports team sucks and they always lose, according to Razor. And, even though he hasn't wrestled in between Supernova and that match a couple weeks ago, he looked good in that match. And, and despite what you say, it's still Razor Sharp. It's still Justin Sane, both former world champions, former decorated wrestlers. And, I'm not here to be biased, but you gotta wonder, not if, but when they will get to the top of the tag division and not if, but when Razor will get back to the spot that he once had.
Representing the new board of directors, Justin Sane.
Justin Sane, the most decorated world champion in RWR history with 3 separate reigns. 2 with the Revolution, 1 with the World, and Sane looking to possibly get into Triple Crown consideration. You know, a World tag title. He is a former tag champion elsewhere, but tag title here with Razor. Possibly the 2 get into the Intercontinental title division. We'll see what happens when they both enter singles division. But for now, the 2 working together on the same page. And, you know, of course, the 2 coming off the big win over the former 3-time tag champs. But if you saw that graphic, these 2 are probably in for a world of hurt coming up. And best part is they don't know it. Everyone here in Calgary knows it. They don't know it. Not until that music hits. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be good. It's good to see those 2 again in an RWR ring. And, you know, I'll let our esteemed ring announcer be the one to introduce them. Oh, boy.
Now introducing the team of the Barbarian and the Crusher, the Powers of Pain.
Yeah, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. The former RWR Tag Team Champions, the Barbarian, the Crusher, the Powers of Pain are back in RWR, and they look bigger, badder, and meaner than ever. That would be Crusher on the right with the thicker body hair, Barbarian on the left with the tattoos and the thinner body hair. And oh man, you know, we've seen these 2 pop up in other feds in EWA, but they took a extended break in RWR, but here they are back, appointed by Jarek Vanders to, well, take care of his problem. And let's see if they can do that. We'll start out with Razor Sharp with a Crusher. Here we go. Oh, this match on the way. Oh, no. Oh, Razor slapping Crusher's chest, and Crusher comes back with a big slap of his own and the squisher from Razor. Razor Sharp hits the squisher. Oh, and he gets punched in the mouth for his troubles. Oh, I'm sure Justin Sane taught him that move, but, you know, I don't think Crusher was too pleased with it. And, oh, boy. Big man sitting on top of Razor, clubbing away at him. Unbelievable. You know, that's what you get from these 2. You get power, you get brutality, you get brute force. And Sane tags himself in. And Crusher letting Barbarian in on the action. Here we go. Justin Sane and the Barbarian. Sane looking for the big boot early. No. Barbarian. Oh, shoot, headbutt. Oh, boy. Oh, you know, win or lose either way, you got to think Jarek hired these 2 to take care of his problem, and I think it may take a few matches, but they're going to keep coming after these 2 until the problem's solved. And, oh, forearm. Another forearm, and down goes Sane. Powers of Pain and control here. And there's another quick tag. Crusher back into the ring. No tag team moves from the 2 yet. Just clean singles action. Crusher sends Sane into the ropes and a big spinning elbow. Back elbow, excuse me. But Sane finally getting a little bit on, oh no, flying crossbody from Crusher. Crusher, man, a little more decorated, a little more experienced than the Barbarian, but either way, they're both, you know what both we're going to bring to the table. Oh, huge power bomb with a sit over, but Sane, he's a big man himself, and his leg was long enough to get in the ropes there. Crusher, I don't know what he was looking for, but Sane, oh jeez, look at that clothesline, and Crusher steps back a few steps, but does not go down. Saying normally the big man in most of his matches, not here tonight. He could not take Crusher down. And these two are just toying with him now. It's Barbarian back in the ring. And what's this? Oh, man, an assisted power slam. I've never seen Sane just thrown around like this before. Unbelievable. Razor looking for that tag, but Sane just getting picked apart. Oh, my God. Deadlift German by the Barbarian on Justin Sane. Sane, again, not a small man. And Barbarian and Crusher just having their way with him. But Sane able to fight out and now Razor into the ring. And I don't know if you ever can say that Razor Sharp's the smallest man in a match, but Razor Sharp is the smallest man in this match. And Barbarian, another suplex, looking for the trifecta here. Oh, what's this? Picks him up. Got him with the suplex. And Barbarian looking for something early on Razor. Uh-oh. He picked him up. Oh, no. Oh, he was looking for Razor's own move, the Razor's Edge, but no. Razor, the master of that move, able to slither out, but again, that big forearm not taking out Barbarian, but that belly-to-belly suplex does. Now Razor looking probably to hit a Razor's Edge of his own on the Barbarian. No, picks him up. And, oh, exclamation point. Quick early in the match, 1, 2, no. Barbarian kicks out. Probably would have put away anyone else, but a man the size of Barbarian needs a lot more to get through that tank of a man. And now Barbarian already back to his feet. Setting up Razor, I don't know for what. No, whips him into the corner. And here we go with the tag moves again. Oh boy, we saw what they did to Sane. What are they going to do to Razor? Double into the ropes. Oh, another assisted power slam. Just throwing Razor around like the bag of garbage that he is. But Razor right back to his feet. Looking for the tag to Sane, and Crusher not allowing it. Powers of Pain. Full control of this match right now. Oh boy, what's this? Oh, bear hug into the corner and a big belly-to-belly suplex. Unbelievable. The pure power of these two, that's why they're former tag champs. And just the way they work together. Razor, mini attitude adjustment, gets out of that and a big jawbreaker. Razor getting that little window that he needs to tag out, but he's not tagging out. Why would he? He's selfish. We know it. It's not going to happen. Whips Crusher into the corner. Well, no. Trying to pick him up, and Crusher just sandbags him into the DDT. Crusher not letting Razor do his normal big power moves. Not letting it happen. It's Crusher dragging him to the center of the ring. Oh, big kick to the back. Another kick to the front. And oh, big body splash. Crusher in excess of 350 pounds. Just slamming his whole body across Razor's chest. I'm sure that doesn't feel good. Crusher signaling that's it. And no, another bear hug into the corner and another belly-to-belly suplex. And you know, it's not like the Powers of Pain have not wrestled in 2 years, but it's just we haven't seen them in RWR ever. Or in the past 2 years. Another tag to the Barbarian. And obviously, because of that, this is the Retaliation debut. Oh, big dual slam there on Razor. The cover, 1, 2. This could be it. No, Razor kicks out. One thing about Razor, he can take a lot of punishment. I don't think he's there yet, but he needs a tag in the worst way. And Powers of Pain, you know, they've been in EWA feds since during their hiatus, so it's not like they haven't been wrestling. They're well-oiled machine, just kept being well-oiled over this hiatus. But now, the two have returned with a vengeance, with a purpose, and with some higher-ups backing them up as well. Another back suplex into the German, followed up by another suplex. The trifecta again from Barbarian. You got to think here a win over these two, despite Sane and Razor being accomplished singles competitors, they are still low on the totem pole of tag teams. You got to think a well-versed tag team always beats two singles guys. At least they should, and so far, that's been proven. His powers of pain just having the way with Razor. Razor with the jawbreaker. Barbarian doesn't even go down. Big Superman punch. Big Superman punch in the cover. 1, 2, Insane with the huge save to keep the match alive. Crusher could not get there in time. Sane, well known for being lazy, was not lazy on that save there, saving the win. Keeping the match alive, but again, that just means Razor takes more punishment. Another back suplex. Another German, which will surely be followed up by another suplex. Another trifecta of moves from the Barbarian, Usually see Razor with the trifecta of suplexes and slams, but here's Barbarian giving it to Razor, and he's setting him up for something here. Oh boy. Lifts him up. Huge sit-out powerbomb. The cover. 1, 2, no. Sane breaks it up again. Crusher cannot get in there to play defense. But Sane, oh my God. Twisting and turning him into the big German suplex, just toying with him. Oh, Razor's had enough. He's flipping off people in the crowd, cheering the return of the powers of pain. Oh, Razor busted open. Not an entirely uncommon sight. And, usually that means Razor just gets a bit more pissed off and more powerful. And so far, there he is with the clotheslines. Razor sharp, oh boy. He's powerful on his own. He's picking him up. The Razor's Edge. Got him up and slams him down. There's the cover. 1, 2. Crusher missed. Crusher missed. Breaking up the pinfall, but it didn't matter. Barbarian kicked out. Unbelievable. Two men those sizes. Crusher, it didn't matter. He could not break up the pinfall. Oh, Razor with the big spear, and the ref falls down. Another belly-to-belly suplex, and I wouldn't be surprised if these two start bringing out the weaponry. They're not, but they've gained a little advantage there. Razor picking up Barbarian, and exclamation point connects. No pinfall cover yet. Looking to drag him into the center of the ring away from the ropes. Here's the cover. 1, 2, and Crusher able to break up that pinfall. Oh, Razor with the huge knee to the referee. That'll be a fine coming up soon out of his pocket. Big reverse DDT. Razor not happy that wasn't a 3 count. Took it out on the ref with a big knee. Ref seems to be okay, luckily. Another reverse DDT. That just proves you the attitude and just the pure despicable awfulness of Razor. He gets the hot tag to Justin Sane as Crusher also tagged in. Barbarian and Razor going to war the past few minutes, and now we got fresher bodies, and so far it's Justin Sane taking it to Crusher. Oh boy, lifts him up. KFX out of nowhere. KFX with the lazy pin. 1, 2, no. Crusher able to kick out barely at 2.9. You gotta wonder, Sane gets a real cover on Crusher. That might have been it. Barbarian was slow to get in as he was recovering on his own. And Barbarian missing the clothesline. Justin Sane looking to capitalize. Look at Razor. He's still down from all that punishment. Oh my God. Picked him up by the man bun and then just slapped down to the ground. Unbelievable. Outside of a few moves out of desperation, Orange Crush powerbomb from Justin Sane. There's the cover. Oh, Razor Did you see that? Oh, wow. Unbelievable. You gotta be kidding me.
The winners of this match, the team of Just Insane and Razor Sharp, the new board of directors.
Unbelievable. You saw the Orange Crush power bomb. Insane with the cover. Crusher had the ropes, and Razor rolls in right at the nick of time and breaks up that rope break before the ref could see it. And Barbarian unable to get in time, and Razor Insane steal one. Unbelievable. I believe this feud is far from over as these two get one up on Jarek once more and steal a win over the debuting Powers of Pain. Oh, such a great match too. But coming up next, we have the return of the Spotlight Challenge from Jay Era. And as you've seen there, it has been answered. Again, Jay Era, unaware that it has been answered, but he's in for a treat coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Jay Era Spotlight Challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the whole reason you people are here for, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the Spotlight Jay Era.
Well, I don't know if he's the sole reason why everyone's here tonight, but either way, Canada's own, despite being from Toronto, we are in Calgary. Canada's own Jay Era, who came up short last week in a number one contenders match for the Intercontinental title. He is the Intercontinental champion in WWO, but looking for the same title in RWR, just falling short to Andre Baker. And now he's back in the Spotlight Challenge. We saw 2 weeks ago, Jay Era just got by a returning Dmitry Kalashnikov, which caught everyone by surprise. But in a strange turn, Kalashnikov really didn't lay the offense on Era, and in fact took everything from Era in a loss. And it's a very strange match either way. Oh boy, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. The return of Linton, my ass, to RWR and to Retaliation. Representative of One Night Stand with Charlie Harris and JT Hall, who have yet to see action or Retaliation, but Linton taking the Spotlight Challenge here tonight. Probably not who Jay Era wanted or planned to see, but despite Linton's, I would say, cartoonish appearance, Linton is a former television champion who has shocked many of opponents with his deadly Pretzelpalooza submission hold, including key wins over Marvelous Matt Matthews. And Linton looking to shock the world once again by taking out Jay Era and dimming the spotlight. Here we go, Era, Linton, let's go. And Era, just showing how big of a piece of shit he is, going right for that paper bag. Paper bag based offense, trying to rip it off of Linton, but no dice. He misses the drop kick. Oh, but a big knee. Linton, of course, last year, you remember the war bag that went through hell with his wars. With One Night Stand, another stomp on the bag. But Linton debuting a new bag here tonight, or at least a refreshed one, but Era looking to already put the war back in the bag. As you know, Era, I don't know if he's ever faced anyone quite like Linton. As, Linton going so crazy, his left shoulder there is all over the place. I don't know what's going on there, but, Jay better be careful because Linton is a quality opponent. Kicks out at 0. Linton is far from a pushover. As he can catch you in that pretzel palooza and he can make you tap. And Era needs to be careful of that. Not let Linton get too much offense and keep him grounded, because that's exactly what he wants to do. You know, it's been a while since we've seen Linton. Again, former television champion, has been with One Night Stand in last year's Stable Warfare. Kind of took a back seat when Danny Richardson was in the group, but now with the three moving to Retaliation, Linton looking to take off the turnbuckle, take a drink with the Yano spot. But now Linton back in charge of One Night Stand. And, oh, fools Era, and he whips him into that exposed turnbuckle and then drags him down with the leg. Oh, he had that planned, and Era fell for it, but again, right back up. Era gonna be a little more traditional here. Linton showing the more goofier, shitpostier moves. And again, Linton can catch you off guard. That's what he's good at. And Era's gonna make sure that doesn't happen. But so far so good for Era. The quick cover. Ref grossly out of position. One. No, only a one count there at the long pinfall. You know, Era, he's not exactly, oh, big Hurricanrana there. Era, not exactly in the best of moods, you know. Had the chance to gain an Intercontinental title shot, and he fell short against Andre Baker. And, you know, he's going to take it out on Linton. And he has so far the big arm wrench, arm-based offense. So it looks like the referee is putting that turnbuckle back on, so that exposed turnbuckle no longer in play for now. Oh, big STO into the second turnbuckle there in that top left corner, and a big knees off the top rope, and more knees. Oh man, Era taking out his anger and frustration on Linton. 1-2, no. Era, don't know why he thought that was it, but again, that could be taking the opponent lightly. Either way, setting up Linton. What's this? Oh, end of an era. 1, 2, no! Linton kicks out of end of an era at the last second. Jay cannot believe it. He is beside himself. Again, probably thought this was going to be a quick and easy match. No, big STO slam from Linton, and then chop blocks his knee. And here goes Linton. No more fun and games. He's taking it to Era. Setting him up, looking for that pretzel palooza. And no, Era had it scouted. Probably just saved himself in the match. The suplex, and Era now firing himself up. You know, Era's going to have to wait a month if he wants that Intercontinental title, and looking to keep his standing as probably the presumed number 2 contender right now. So he can't afford any losses to anyone here, but he's going to continue his spotlight challenges because he's young, he's cocky, and he believes in himself. Big spinning backbreaker, looking for the Pele kick, and Linton swatted him out of the air. And looking for, I believe, a jawbreaker, and Era gets out of that, and he hits the spinning Pele kick that time. Oh, and there's the double stomp, and then the back kick to the back. Oh, Linton caught him and got Era tied up in the ropes. And now Linton, a little more traditional elbow drop, but then there's the strut, there's the fun and cockiness of Linton. My ass, anybody, including a man with a bag on his head, can do a Russian leg sweep. And here comes Linton, a shoulder block, another shoulder block. Gets sent to the outside, but stays on his feet, climbing up the turnbuckle. Era doesn't see it, and he gets crowned by Linton, and this Calgary crowd is fired up. They love Linton. Linton loves them. Everyone hates Jay, and Jay comes back with the clothesline. Again, grabbing Linton by that bag. It's a miracle it hasn't ripped by now. But looking for something. Oh, big Hurricanrana onto Linton. Again, a miracle the bag stayed on, but Jay just going to town on that bag. Oh. Faking the kick and then posing in Linton's face. Unbelievable. And then a huge uppercut. Wow. That just shows you the kind of person Jay Era is. Absolute disrespect for the former television champion. Jay already back into the ring. Oh, look at him. He's got Linton by the arm. He's mouthing words to him I don't think I can repeat. Or don't want to repeat, rather. And he's got Linton in that hold for a while now. Linton unable to get out. And Jay just lets up himself. Oh, this the victory lap, almost running to the ref. I don't know what Jay's looking for here. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Oh, spiral splash. Unbelievable move from Jay Era. The cover, 1, 2. That's it. Wow, Jay Era survives Linton. Impressive win in the Spotlight Challenge.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Jay Era.
I don't think I've ever seen that move from Jay. And hell of a time to break it out as he defeats Linton, my ass, here tonight. Remaining undefeated in the Spotlight Challenge. And there he is, kissing and possibly flipping off his Canadian brethren. Big win for Jay Era here tonight as we are down to our final 2 matches of the evening. Thank you everyone for coming out here tonight. But coming up next, Unchained Union. They beat Jake Rogers and Donovan Payne in a handicap match 2 weeks ago. And they want Jake Rogers went to Jarek Vanders asking for a fair 3-on-3 match against the Unchained Union. He got it, and he was told to find 2 partners. And by that graphic, it looked like he did.
The following contest is a 3-on-3 brawl. On their way to the ring, the team of Mike Metal, Mike Burke, and Vlad Alucard, the Unchained Union.
And here comes the Unchained Union, like you heard from the ring announcer. 3-on-3 brawl, there's no tags. This is a tornado-style match. As these 6 men are just going to go at it. And you may ask, why the Libbies? Why are they helping Jake Rogers? Well, in case you have forgotten, Mike Burke and Vlad Alucard are the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. They have a date with the Libbies at Redemption for those tag belts. So, pretty easy find for Jake, I would say, in this match. And again, and this is actually just confirmed. Mike Metal will take on Jake Rogers for the World Heavyweight Championship at Redemption. Metal, he beat Jake Rogers. His team beat Jake Rogers 2 weeks ago, and Metal, again, the runner-up in Rise from the Ashes. So, things on the up for the Unchained Union as they could walk out with all the gold at Redemption.
Residing aboard his majestic vessel in the Caribbean Sea, he is the leader of the Rogers Foundation and the RWR World Heavyweight Champion, the Pirate Captain, Jake Rogers.
And here he comes, the RWR World Heavyweight Champion. A sentence I thought I would never say in my career. The one belt that's eluded Jake his entire career, he's got it. And a surprise upset win over Donovan Payne at the Rise from the Ashes 3 final. You know, when we thought his career may have been over, but he's back with a vengeance, and it's already taken him to the top. And now the hardest part, staying at the top, as he's got Mike Metal and the Unchained Union breathing down his neck. You know, if they have their way in 2 weeks, Jake's Cinderella story would have an immediate end. But Jake does have friends on his side. You know, Donovan Payne, he's sidetracked with max height right now, and he's going to get some unlikely help here tonight from the RWR Tag Team Champions. And there's Sean Libby, not quite so broken anymore, I would say. But either way, there's his little brother, Eric.
On their way to the ring, they are the RWR Tag Team Champions, Sean and Eric, the Libbies.
Eric, who has been widely referred to as Brother Weed, who I've also heard is forming quite a strong alliance with Brandon Deaver backstage. I couldn't imagine over what, but you know, if that translates to in-the-ring action, we'll see. But so far, the Libbies, they may have upset a lot of people when they cashed in on the Blue Gary Kudas at Supernova, but they had to strike when the time was right, and they did just that. And they came out on top with the tag titles and then successfully defended them at the RFTA 3 final. And you know, the Libbies, they don't see themselves as bad guys. They just had to do what they had to do. You know, nothing wrong with that. If the Gary Kudas were in the same situation, they would probably done the same. So you can't fault them for that. And I think the Libbies here showing their true colors a little more and helping Jake here tonight. But here we go, Unchained Union, Jake Rogers and the Libbies. 3-on-3 brawl, we're underway. And just as expected, Mike and Jake paired off, and the two tag teams are paired off. Sean and Vlad, Eric and Mike Burke. You know, again, Jake Rogers, a lot of questions surrounding him, especially when Davey defeated Jake at Supernova, but you know, we saw after the match that Davey just wanted his dad's love, and you know, just wanted to have Jake accept that he wanted to be different, and he got that from Jake, and the two have since reconciled, and you know, the Rogers are one big happy family again, even though Davey is now on resurgence. But they got that closing, that ending that they wanted, and you know, I think that really helped Jake, you know, recover from his injuries and fight back and come back to the ring with a more classic look. No longer the Ghost Pirate, no longer the Davy Jones Locker evil pirate anymore. He's really turned a new stone and kind of going back to his roots, and it's really paid off. I mean, he's already the RWR World Champion with an assist from his friend Donovan Payne. Jumping tombstone on Mike Burke for no reason. Oh, I don't think Mike saw that coming. No. Able to kick out of that. As we've traded dance partners here, you know, everyone's happy to see Jake back. Everyone's happy to see him succeed. Probably the most popular wrestler not to be world champion at that point, and now he's finally got that on his resume. Probably the one thing that was missing. Mike Burke, a power driver on that repaired neck of Jake Rogers, and he's already looking for something. But Jake shakes it off, but I don't think he knows that Mike's right behind him, and there we go. Oh, but Jake Rogers fighting the two Mikes off, but it's just a little too much. As Burke goes to the outside, Mike Metal setting up Jake. Oh, and a big arm drag from the top rope. You know, say what you will about Mike Metal, big super kick. Say what you will about Mike Metal or his attitude or him rubbing people the wrong way, but Mike Metal has gotten hot at the right time, and that has included the end of Season 2 and the group's win over LCE, and Mike Metal taking advantage of matchups in RFTA that favored him and picking up key wins when he needed Osaka Street Cutter, and found his way into the final where he ultimately that's it. That's it. Unchained Union playing defense in the Libbies, and Mike Metal pinning Jake Rogers clean with that Osaka Street Cutter.
The winners of the match are the Unchained Union.
And right when I was talking about Mike Metal's quick climb to the top with the RFTA final under his belt, didn't beat Martin Starr, but here he is, one Osaka Street Cutter, put away the champion. And if you were questioning Mike Metal and title contention, no questions now, he just pinned the champ. And just like that, if that happens again at Redemption, Mike Metal could be a new world champion. Jake Rogers better be aware, because the Unchained Union are all looking for gold in 2 weeks at Redemption in Las Vegas. But coming up next, our main event of the evening, it is our women of RWR, Hope and Faith Rogers. They just saw Jake take a beating out there, but now they got to follow that. And they will square off against the women's champ Adeline Ward and Catherine Asujian, and I'll tell you why after entrances.
The following contest is a women's tag team match scheduled for one fall. From Japan, this is Catherine Asujian.
Catherine Asujian, originally from TWA, she is a former RWR Women's Revolution champion, holding that belt all the way to Supernova 2, as she lost it to Bella Angel in a Fatal 4-Way. She's also the inaugural EWA Women's Champion. Isujian lost to Hope Rogers in a contendership match a couple weeks ago for Adeline Ward's belt, who she's teaming up with tonight. And we'll talk more in a minute.
Making her way to the ring, Adeline Ward.
Women's champ Adeline Ward, of course, cashed in her golden ticket in night one of Ring Rise from the Ashes 3 on an unsuspecting Olivia Taylor. I don't think anyone expected it, really. Adeline Ward wasn't even a factor going up into Supernova, just laying low. And I think that was part of the game plan, just making people forget about her and forget about the case. And it worked. Paid off. She shocked the world and won the title unexpectedly, just like she unexpectedly won the golden ticket. And, because of the cash-in, she did not have to defend at the RFTA final, but she's going to have to prove herself at Redemption against a red-hot Hope Rogers and prove that she's not a paper champion and that she's for real.
On her way to the ring, the Mermaid Princess of the Rogers Foundation, Hope Rogers.
And there's little Hope Rogers, the daughter of Jake and Faith, going to be getting her first title opportunity in RWR at Redemption, when she takes on Adeline Ward for the title. She won the Phoenix Cup last year, and many expected her to use that on the title shot, but she didn't. She used it to rid herself of former friend and foe Haley Shepard once and for all, and out of her life for good is Haley Shepard, now on Resurgence. But Hope finally getting that shot she rightfully deserved a few months ago.
Coming down the aisle, from the Ghost Pirate ship of the Rogers Foundation, Faith Rogers.
And here comes her mom, Faith. She had a decent RFTA, and again, willing to take a backseat to let Hope take her rise to fame, but she's here to support her every inch of the way, just like she was a supernova. Survived beatdowns from Haley Shepard, but here she is standing tall, and just like Jake, going back to her roots. That seems to be a theme with the two elder Rogers, dropping the Ghost Pirate persona and, going back to who they were. But Faith, of course, former EWA Women's Champ, former Women's Revolution Champ, former Women's Champ, so she's decorated in her own right. But ever since that contendership match, with Hope beating Catherine Isogen obviously upset that she's not getting a title shot and basically taking it out on people close to Hope. And easy targets Faith. Not the first time people have targeted Faith because they were mad at Hope, or targeted Hope because they're mad at Faith. So that's the curse of, having family in the wrestling business. And, we're going to start off with the contendership match from a couple weeks ago. But for all intents and purposes, the two main beefs here are Hope and Ward over that women's title, and Isogen and Faith over Isogen not getting a shot at that women's title at Redemption. But here we go. Isogen, standing dropkick, no good on Faith. And like I said, we're gonna see these four women at Redemption. Hope and Ward for the women's title will happen at Redemption. And just signed today, Isogen against Faith Rogers at the pay-per-view. So if Isogen doesn't get all of her anger out here in this match, she certainly will at the pay-per-view, and it'll be up to Faith to see if she can defend her daughter's honor. But she has no problem doing big enziguri from Hope. Hope's obviously a big girl and can take care of herself, but when, times are tough, Faith's there to defend her family, defend her daughter. She has zero problem doing that, especially if Hope's one match away from reaching the pinnacle that Faith once reached. And so far, it's Isogen taking it to Hope. She's not going to factor into the title match at Redemption, but win over Hope, and maybe the title goes to Hope. Who knows? She's hot right now. And, these two could be the title match at Collision Course. But that, of course, remains to be seen. But all the cards could be played right. You never know. Then again, it could come down to Hope and Faith. I mean, as much as family is to them, business sometimes is business. And a big hot tag to Hope is the Isogen and Ward, we're working together, and here we go. Ward going against Faith Rogers, got the knees up. And again, it could come down to Hope and Faith. I mean, they had to face off at RFTA, you super kick to the champion. They had to face off at RFTA, so it's not like they're openly against it, but they'll take care of business when business is there. But Adeline Ward, the champ, a lot of people calling her a paper champion because, she had the shock win and hasn't really done anything since. But this is her time to prove herself. There's one way to do it. It's defending that title. And 2 count there by Faith. And there's, like I said, one way to prove you're not a paper champion. That's defending that title that you won. Huge neck breaker from Faith. Ward not looking good so far. Doesn't have her World Warriors backing her up this time. Legion of Zoom, of course, defeated Hope and Faith last week on Retaliation, but no World Warriors here tonight for Ward. Only Isogen, who's teaming with her tonight, but if there's one thing her and the Hope Rogers can agree on, it's they want Adeline Ward's women's title. and a knee DT to Faith Rogers. And now Ward getting herself some momentum here as she whips Faith into the corner on a big back elbow and a big standing enziguri. And the champ taking it to Faith Rogers. A pin here would be massive for Adeline Ward. Standing Ushigoroshi. 1, 2, no. 2 count only. This would be a huge mark on Ward's resume if she was be able to pin someone with Faith Rogers' caliber. Oh, twisting. Unprettier. Unbelievable. The cover. 1, 2. No. 2 count only on Faith Rogers from the champ. An absolutely gorgeous spinning. Unprettier. Not enough to put away Faith, though, and now Catherine Isogen's in. Isogen gonna work on the knees there. Oh, big stomp there. Look at her just taunting Faith. Unbelievable. And Pope just has to stand there and watch. That's got to be hard. But here comes Faith again. Has Isogen a knee off the ropes. And oh, big sliding DDT onto Isogen. And Faith tags in Hope. And here we go again. Hope and Isogen going at it. Isogen ups the ropes, and Faith missing the drop kick and eats a kick for her troubles. Isogen now wrenching that arm of Hope. But Hope fighting back. She may be small in size, but she's got biggest heart, biggest fight I've ever seen out of someone. But oh, huge German suplex. It only takes so much. Now Isogen is the victory lap onto the top rope, setting Hope up for something, but Hope crawling up. And oh, huge standing hurricanrana onto Hope. And now Isogen back to the top rope, originally going what she was looking for. Uh-oh, what's this? And oh, diving stomp. Unbelievable. The cover. 1, 2, no. Hope kicks out at 2. Again, there's that resilience of Hope, just fighting back. And oh, big super kick from Hope Rogers. And the Mermaid Princess looking to put away Isogen once again. Off the ropes, and oh, Yoshitonic backstabber. That's gotta be it. The cover. 1, 2, no. Only a 2 count. Hope pointing to her elbow. Is she gonna use an elbow move onto Isogen? There's 1, there's 2. And then a big drop kick onto Catherine Isogen, the former Revolution champion of the women's division. And another super kick from Hope. She's got all the momentum right now. Ward, no hurry to help Isogen at all. Finally into the ring. 1, 2, and no. Only a 2 count there. Hope and Faith looking to take out Ward, but Ward getting out of the ring. But Hope. Oh, she brings Ward in the hard way. We're not going to wait to the pay-per-view here, Hope. Going after Ward, and Ward in the way of Isogen. Oh, the modified juice box. 1, 2. Oh, and Isogen got Hope. Wow. What an ending sequence there. Ward using herself as a meat shield.
The winners of the match, the team of Catherine Isogen and the women's champion, Adeline Ward.
Ward outsmarting Hope there, using herself as a meat shield in between her and Isogen. Even took a punch to the back, which may or may not have been intentional. And Isogen able to take care of a off-guard Hope and hits her with the move and ends it. And that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. I am commentator Uno. Thank you for watching Retaliation 38. Resurgence 80 coming up next.